So we had the semi-disastrous Thornton Township meeting the other day, and we had the whole situation with Jedediah. We had the situation with the firefighters, but one thing I do want to point out and I want to explore a bit further is the whole Phinia Dukes situation. Now, if you don't know that name, that is the woman who filed a whole lawsuit against Andrew Holmes, the one that Jedediah wanted to get answers from. She followed a whole lawsuit about being sexually assaulted by him on the Las Vegas trip. Henyard knowing about it and shutting her up, getting her fired eventually, and also firing the police officer who exposed the entire situation. Now, this is going to be out of her own mouth, her own words of what happened, and I want you guys to tell me what you feel about this story.
I am a mother of one. I was raised in Dalton. I graduated from Thornton Ridge. I worked at Dalton Park, worked at Dalton Library, so I would say I'm a definite true citizen of Dalton, and I'm a survivor. So she took me under her wing. It was like mentoring. It was like learning different opportunities. Like I said, she was trying to coach me to let me know that this is the game. Like that's her favorite thing. This is the game. I'm teaching you the game, and I want you to be able to have opportunities that I had because I am the first Black woman mayor of Dalton, and you can be the one taking my seat. Like that was just one of those things that she always wanted. She always wanted to elevate herself, and then elevate people under her, which was what she said that she wanted to do.
Now, I will say one thing about Tiffany. That is true. I can see that about her. She wants the people that she likes to be in power, to be in positions to where they can do things, which makes sense. But she does it the wrong way. Instead of ushering someone in the right way, letting them do the work, stand with them, helping them through and getting them to a higher political level or just a higher level in general, that's something to commend. But what Tiffany does is she just grabs some random grunt that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing and throw them in positions of power. You have the code enforcer. You have Lieutenant Stupid Face Ballhead Lacey. You have Keith Freeman was appointed to her, so that's a little bit different. But if you look around, she has her yes men, her weasels, all the people who just suck up to her. All those people, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. She just adds them there because she likes them. Now, I'm not saying anything about Mrs. Dukes over here. I'm just saying that there's a track record behind Henyard's name that she will hire you just because she likes you, and she will fire you just because she does not like you. And that, my friends, is why she fucking sucks. But let's continue.
And upon meeting him and then being around him, I deemed him the Uncle Drew. Like I gave him that name, and it went all the way down to the mayor calling him Uncle Drew just regularly. That was just his name because he made everyone feel comfortable. I've even been in places by myself with him, in cars, wherever, by myself, plenty of times before ever anything, and he's never gave me an inkling of he'll harm me. He will make a pass at me. He's never done any of that. So yes, I deemed his Uncle Drew because now I feel like if I step out of here and how I know that you fight for these other people, these other victims and all of that, you have my back. I'm pretty sure I'm safe if I'm with you. And that was the relationship that he allowed me to take from him.
Again, Uncle Drew, oh shit, let's not even say that. Andrew Holmes is not a young man. You know what I'm saying? And if this is true, this whole situation, it wouldn't have been the first time he did this. So he's perfected this. Come on now. He doesn't look at you wrong. He doesn't say any lewd jokes, anything crude. He doesn't, nothing like that, right? He makes you feel real comfortable. Then all of a sudden he pounces. He's allegedly had time to perfect this method. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to scare the ladies. You're an older guy. You could be perceived as creepy. We're gonna be we're gonna be Uncle Drew out here. We're gonna be super nice. Then when she feels the most vulnerable, she could go out and get drunk with me. Boom. Listen, man, it's shit. That's how they operate. I'm not gonna lie. That's exactly how someone like that would operate. Just saying. Sheep in wolf's clothing. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Sorry, I said it backwards.
The other assistant just you know, being in our modes of being an assistant, we're saying stuff out loud, especially if the mayor's there, 'cause she's always doing something, so she wants to hear what we have while she's doing something or whatever. So now that assistant, she'll always say, okay, well, we got this upcoming trip. And then she said the dates, and she said May 21st. And I was like, that's my 31st birthday. I've never been there. I didn't necessarily know if I was going or not, but I definitely said, I want to make that trip. So Tiffany was, telling me, like, this is not, no trip like that. Like this, we're going down there for business. And I said, well, I definitely understand, but I still never been in the vicinity of Vegas. So even if I could just be there, and it's my birthday, I would still feel good. But I was like, how hard I work anyway, so I'm not even worried about that. And that was the conversation. This is our last night in Vegas. When we clock out, isn't anybody hitting the strip with me? It's my birthday. And everybody said no, or they had something else to do, but Andrew. Miles did say that if he's done doing whatever he was doing, he'll catch up with us.
Okay. And I wonder why Andrew was available. It's perfect, right? He probably waited until everybody said, no, I got this going. No. Andrew was like, I can go. Listen, bro, this is a long thought out process. And this is how people like that would operate. This is exactly how people like that would operate. You want to be nice and smooth with it. You don't want to be too, find the times where you can slide in, But I don't know, man. Let's continue, because I will say the story is vague.
Okay, so fine, but I at least knew I got a man with me. I'm going to make it home. I ain't even got to worry about try to go on the strip by myself. I legitimately thought that, I was going to make it home. Until my last memory was me waking up in his room.
And that was pretty much it. Now, I know she wrote a few things on social media and she posted things and therefore what have you. So I'm going to go through those and I'm going to dig through those. But all I'm saying, I'm not saying I don't believe her. I'm not saying I do believe her. But all I'm saying is if this is your moment to out him, this is the time you chose. Things are kind of messed up at the township right now. You chose to do it right now. Why not give us a clear understanding so that the people could be on your side? Because once you have the people on your side, and the internet is a crazy thing, once you have that momentum, things will happen faster. You know what I mean? I know there's an investigation happening right now, but it just makes me feel like, why not? Like, what was your last memory? Where did you guys go? I know you don't remember everything, but I've blacked out before. What was the last memory before you blacked out, right? Like, I want you to lead me to that moment. And I felt like I wasn't led to that moment. You just told me that you went out to the strip and then you woke up the next morning. Like, I want to know where you went, what Andrew was saying while you were sober, before you drank anything, But that's all I'm saying. Maybe it's a touchy subject. I've never had to come out for something like this, so I don't know how it feels. But for the sake of public opinion, I would have wanted her to just drive it home a little bit more of what happened.
Why not now? Right? And you'll hear so many stories of, oh, well, she waited 20 years and she waited 30 years. I knew if it was ever happened to me, absolutely not. That I knew justice needed to come immediately. And that's why. So it might seem like it's a now for you, but this has been a long journey for me already. And I've already put my suffering aside. I put my depression aside. I've worked on all of that. I did my praying on if I should be sitting in front of you today saying my story. And I'm ready. That's why now. And I'm not just fighting for me no more. I realize that I'm fighting for every woman that's been in my position. I'm fighting for a sister that doesn't have a voice. I'm fighting for a sister that's scared. I'm fighting for a sister who doesn't have a sister. I'm fighting, not just for me. I would like to say thank you, Officer Miles, for being my hero. You are the only person that stood up for me, opened your mouth, had the dignity to put everything that you had aside, your whole life, your whole personal life, for somebody that you didn't even know. You honored the badge that you vowed for. And I appreciate you for that. And I pray to God that you get infinite blessings, because you deserve that. And I thank you so much for even being a human being, not even just a police officer. You felt what was right. You felt what was wrong, and you stood on that, and you made it to the end to help me. And not only me, now you're helping so many other people. So thank you so much, so much.
All right. So one thing I want to unpack with Officer Miles, right? Andrew Holmes is allegedly doing this weird stuff to her. Him and Miles have some sort of a relationship. How did Andrew feel comfortable enough to send him video? Let me correct myself. How did Andrew feel comfortable enough to accept a FaceTime call by Officer Miles and then go and show him the naked girl on the bed, or partially clothed girl on the bed, move her clothes and show him what's up, like all the good stuff I'm up to, all the cool things I'm getting myself into today? Why would Holmes feel comfortable enough to do that with that police officer in the first place? Now, I'm not trying to be a dick, but it just raises a question to me. Why was he that comfortable to send you that in the first place and show you these things? That's crazy to me, right? You would think that Holmes would keep that on the hush unless he thought that this was normal or this was cool. I don't know. That specific part of the story, I always would kind of scratch my head, but nobody would bring it up. I always would scratch my head. You put it in the comments if you have an answer. But why would Andrew Holmes, the alleged guy who did these things to this woman, why would he feel so comfortable to show that to the police officer? A police officer. I have two theories in my mind. One, he's so fucked up that he thinks the officer would not mind because he thinks they're locked in like this, maybe. Or two, these two already know what they're into, and the officer just decided to turn his back on them for whatever reason. I don't know. I might be crazy. I just found that one detail of the story, because I heard it multiple times. I found that one detail quite odd.
You know, a lot of people have been telling me they're so proud of me. And at first I never understood what they could be proud of, because I just felt like I was just doing what's right because it happened to me. But then coming out and the news putting out my report, and hearing that it might be possibly other victims, that broke me even more. But it was like, that's why they proud of you. Because you let them women feel like I can say something and somebody's going to stand with me because I was done wrong. And I want to say to them, I know it's hard. I promise you. I know it's hard. But if nobody stands up for you, you have to stand up for you. And I promise you, everybody else will fall in place. I promise you. And we're not victims, okay? Because we are still here, all right? We are survivors. We are survivors. And we are surviving. And we are going to live again. We're going to have our lives back. But first you got to stand up, mama. And I'm right here. I promise you. If any of y'all who's watching this need me, I will be right there, no matter where you at. And this is what I'm starting the foundation of. We're stronger together. Because we are. And we are a community of women, and you know what? And I don't want to even say women because it don't just happen to women. And you men, y'all are more people to hold it in. You don't have to.
We're stronger together. And as soon as everything gets solidified, I'm hoping that if you are a victim, please find your way to contact me or any of my people, and we're going to help you. Because you need a voice, and if you don't have your own voice, I will be.
And that was pretty much it, folks. So yeah, that was I mean, it's pretty convincing, man. I do want to see what that investigation brings out. Regardless, truth, not truth, we need to see what that investigation yields for Mr. Andrew Holmes. But again, I would have really liked to see her expand on exactly when the memory disappeared, what you were doing last, how Andrew was acting, what he was wearing, how he smelled. Just give us more of a synopsis, more. But hey, I think that might be enough if he's guilty to have enough eyes on him. And, posting this video up again, everybody else, go check the email, go contact her if you feel so led to do so. But yeah, man, this administration is a complete disaster. Scandal after scandal, city in debt, damn near fights at the Thornton Township meetings. It's a wild place in Chicago right now. I should say in Illinois, in Dalton, Illinois. But anyways, folks, I love you guys, man. I'm gonna hit you guys back with some more information that we get as this Tiffany Henyard situation progresses. But until then, folks, you already know what time it is. Stay inside, stay safe. If you outside, stay dangerous, and have a great 4th of July. I'm out of here.